Well, guys, welcome to the most current version of the game. Really excited for this one. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Clash of Ninja. First, I'm using a PlayStation 5 controller. I just bought one the other night just to make sure it works, and it does. This thing's feeling incredible, actually. But yeah, it works, and of course, as y'all already knew, I've been using Xbox controllers. I kind of prefer the Xbox controller, but this feels great too. I might switch, we'll see. It's kind of weird with the control stick being on bottom, but we'll see. I like the way it feels. I'll use it for this video. Alright, so yeah, and of course, as I said in my post earlier, all controllers work since like PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, everything since then works just fine. I still haven't figured out GameCube controller, just the way Nintendo set it up is really weird, but this works. So I'll go ahead and start the game. Alright, so the first thing what we're going to be talking about is the main menu, at least the beta version. So here we go. This is my beauty. Still in beta stages. I will be making some adjustments, but so far I'm very proud of it, and I love the way it looks, its whole aesthetic and feel. I went with a kind of monochrome design with a accent color for each menu. So single players colors yellow, versus is red, online is purple, extras is blue, and settings is green. So I love colors. You guys probably already knew that from the way I treat the power bars. So I'll go ahead and talk about each individual mode. And just as a full disclosure, this is the beta version. I took about 2 hours last night and just kind of was like, okay, what am I doing? What modes are going to be in this game? How are they going to be laid out? How many players for each mode? Things like that. So this is what I came up with for now in 2 hours last night. So things may get moved, things may be removed, things may be added in the final version. There are still a couple of things that will be added that I'm not on here because spoiler alerts. So like the super secret thing is not going to be in here because it's super secret. But there will be a couple surprises that y'all didn't know about still in the menu that I decided to go ahead and add so we can discuss them. So starting with single player, you'll see the accent kind of switches over to a more saturated version, just kind of to emphasize we're in the yellow menu, the single player mode. There's kind of basically 3 layers to each menu. So the ones on the left, single versus online extra settings, those are the main options. Then you have your sub options within those. And then there may be even a third minor option that pops up if I were to select these. Right now I don't have it set up that way, but if I was to select, like say story for example, it would give you the options for like a menu will pop up in the menu saying do you want to do new stories, continue, or select a story that you've already played, and then from there it would take you to the next set of the next phase within story mode. Same thing with arcade. This would be like 10 battles, so if you select that it'll give them an option for score battle or time attack. I do realize now that I'm missing some team options here because this is only for the one-on-one arcade and the one-on-one survival, which is just infinite battles. So I'll probably add 2 more menus here, a team arcade and a team survival. So you'll have those options. And then there's Kumite mode, just like the old games. In Versus, there'll be Classic mode, which is just one-on-one. You can have one player or 2 players, humans. You can have no players and just do a view mode, but that's Classic. Team battle's the same thing, but now you can have teammates up to 3. So this does support 3-man squad. But if you can choose, you can either pick one character and hit start and just have 1 person on your team. You can have 2 people on your team or 3 people. It's just up to 3 people per team. So it gives you a bit more, range and dynamics. First surprise is Hurricane Clash mode is coming back. I really liked the idea in EX3. It was poorly executed, but I liked the idea in EX3. And that's kind of what Dragon Blade Chronicles was. It was just Hurricane Clash mode, but closer to what they were shooting for. So I'm going to take it a step further. I don't want to go too far into detail because this just ties in a little bit to the super secret thing that I'll unveil later. But Hurricane Clash will be a versus mode. This will be 1 player, 1 versus computer, or at least I think it'll be 1 versus computer. It might not have a computer mode because now that I think about it, I have no idea how I program computers, but it'll either be 1 versus com or 1 versus 2 player, but definitely 1 versus 2 player, player 2. Hurricane Clash will be making a return. Sorry guys, I have to talk really fast because YouTube limits how long I can make these videos and we have a lot of content to cover, so I have to talk fast to get through it all. On online battles, I am shooting for online. Now online doesn't explicitly mean you need internet. I think I'll have both. They'll be like online with internet and online with just local network in case you just want to play with someone in the house. But who knows, maybe if the online works well enough, I'll just skip the whole local network and just only do online. But this gives you more options. Classic mode is the same as it works in Versus, except for you don't have to be in the same computer. You could be in 2 different cities. Team Battle, this gets the biggest upgrade. This will be the most fun mode in online play because you can have up to 6 players, 3 people per team. The way I'm doing Team Battle, I don't want to talk too much about it now because I just want to work on it before I start talking about all the details. But the way I'm redoing Team Battle, you will need your own computer screen. In Versus, there wasn't a 4-player mode. I may add 4-player like Royale later, but as of right now, I don't plan on adding it because of how Team Battles will work. They'll be much more immersive and better for the power system. So yeah, that's what Team Battle will be for, up to 6 players, and it's going to be a blast. And then Arcade and actually I need to update the names for these. This is specifically Team Arcade and Team Survival. Since Team Battles require online play, that's why it's not in Versus mode, but you can still play co-op Arcade and co-op Survival in here. And then Hurricane Clash mode, the co-op version, and Versus, of course, online. This, I know in the original version it's 2-player. In online, I may go up to 4, maybe even 6, pushing it with up to 3 people per team, maybe 8. If I do maybe like have a split screen and then another person with a split screen. I'll get to those details when I get there. It just depends on if I can even get a net code, that kind of stuff. But anyway, Hurricane Clash mode will also be available online. At bare minimum, 2 players, 1 person gets their own screen versus split screen. Last 2 options here, setting extras would be things like practice, so single practice, team practice, tutorials, viewer. I loved the viewer in the GameCube games where you could click on characters and look at their specs, things like that. Fun facts. I'm also going to add a stage viewer too, just for fun, and maybe reference. Maybe I can reference like its fun facts or when it showed up in the anime, where it's from, why it's here. I love those kinds of fun facts. Like Pillar Chamber is actually from the anime, both of them. The first half and the last half, and they're only in like 1 or 2 episodes. But anyway, sound player, self-explanatory. You can play voices, music, and sound effects. Ninja info card. How many battles have you played? How long have you been playing? Who's your favorite character? What's the favorite stage? That kind of stuff. Shop will have a big role in this game. In-game currency only, of course. I'm not asking for any money or anything like that, but there will be a lot of stuff in here. This will play into the super secret thing that I'll talk about later, of course, so won't talk about it too much here, less time. But shop will be here, lots of goodies in the shop. Alright, and for settings, guess what? Self-explanatory. Game settings are things like, difficulty, whenever I develop AI, attack power, the time for each battle, those kinds of things. The sound will be, do you want music on? Do you want voices on? Do you want sound effects on? Language. This will support English and Japanese dubs, but only for Versus. The story mode will not be voiced because obvious. I will try to get creative with how I tell the story, but it just won't have voices. But in the game, it will have voices, and you'll be able to toggle English or Japanese, because fortunately, I can use Clash Engine 2 and Revolution 2 to cover basically everybody's voices in English for the pre-time skip versions. I'll have to get creative with the Sound 5 in English. I'll figure that out, but I at least have them in Japanese, and I have everybody in English. I have everybody in Japanese, and I have everybody but the Sound 5 in English. For Shippuden, I have Revolution 3 and Dragon Blade Chronicles to cover everything in Shippuden up to the Hebi arc, including voices for Toby and Team Hebi, thanks to Dragon Blade Chronicles being English dubbed. And then Japanese, I have, SP and Ryujinki, which is Dragon Blade Chronicles Japanese, to also cover up through the Hebi arc in Japanese. So I'll have all these voices. That's the first 8 seasons of my game. And there's only 12 seasons in the entire game. I already have the seasons mapped out. So Season 8 will be the whole Dragon Blade Chronicles arc. Season 9 is the Pain arc. Season 10 is the Kage Summit. Season 11 is going to be Kage Summit and the first half of the war. The 11th arc is the second half of the war. Basically after Madara has wrecked the alliance and joined back with Obito. That's where the second half of the war starts. Like, okay, now it's just against those two and Ten Tails, and then the 12th season is going to be the Kaguya fight and the final battle, because that's going to be its own just kind of arc. So that's kind of those last 4 I won't have, but at least the first 8 I will. So more than half the game I already have the capabilities for voices in English and Japanese. last is profile. Just basic stuff like, you know, your username. Maybe I'll throw in like your favorite village. So, you know, hey, I'm Itsuchi. I always figure if I'm a leaf ninja or a stone ninja, whatever. Maybe pick an emblem, that kind of stuff. But anyway, this is the game, the menu so far. Some things will be added, some things will be removed. Let me know how you like it. If you guys are not subscribers, I would really greatly appreciate it if you subscribed. And you also don't get to miss future updates. Lots of great stuff coming. And the super secret thing is kind of my next thing to work on after I get Sakura in the game. I'm going to start working on the super secret thing because that's tied to story mode. And I'll do a video about that, and it's going to be incredible! Cannot wait for the super secret thing. Let me know what you guys think about the menu, ideas you have that you would like to see in the game that you didn't see here. I can't promise it'll be added, but I will at least read your comment and consider it. Things that you don't like, let me know. Ideas on the layout, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. Every like, every comment, every subscription I appreciate it so much. That's the only reward I get. I'm not paid to do this. I do this, it's 12:14 right now. I'll probably be up for a few more hours working on this, so guys, I do it in my free time and at a full-time job, so anything that you guys can give, I appreciate it. My Discord will be up shortly. I know I keep saying that, but I've been working on this each night, so I'll focus on my Discord next, so you guys will have a community to talk about this game. Let me know how you feel in the comments, and you guys have a great night. Oh, one more thing before we go, is I did want you guys to know that one of the options does work. Classic. In Versus. This is what I've been testing. Technically it's practice mode, but it's really Versus. So if I click on that, it'll actually load in the game. Now I haven't added in the character select and the stage select yet, because that'll be its own set of menus. But for the main menu, yeah, that means the logic is working. So the buttons are working, and I do have a way to actually navigate the menus to get to a part in the game. Yeah. And of course, I am still using my controllers here. Everything is still linked up just fine. So, yeah. The menu actually does work. Now, I don't have a start menu yet, so once I start the game, I am stuck here. But that's kind of next. Will be like adding a character select and stage select, and then adding a start menu so I can quit. Because right now, start just resets the round. So I need to add a start menu, give you the options to quit, things like that. But, yeah. Ooh, this PlayStation controller actually feels great. Anyway. Now, for real, have a great night.